Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Guess what, you guys? Yellen has actually come out and admitted and said, quote, high food and rent prices are key factors in voters' negative economic outlook. They just did a poll, you guys. Over 59% of people that are 30 and under consider our economic poor. And that was, quote, poor right now. People are starting to see it in the marketplaces and your grocery stores, different places that you shop. What is actually happening with your grocery stores? Have you been there? Have you talked to them? Because I think some of these people that make these budgets and these bills, they've not been to the grocery store, because I'm starting to see shrinkage in the packages. I've been talking to a lot of grocery store people. I want to get into that. I also want to talk to you guys about luxury items are going down in prices. They're not spending as much on that. A couple sites that I watch to see what's coming out every week, and a couple interesting things I just want to talk to you guys about Yellen and what she's saying, quote, with the inflation. Let's get into this, you guys. Welcome back to the channel. This is Financial Prepper, Chris and Stacey. I'm Stacey. If you hear the noise out over there, that's Chris in his new but, quote, old forklift that we just hauled off the trailer this morning, pulled in yesterday late last night. Let's get into this. All right. This just came out a couple hours ago, and this is, quote, Yellen says high food and rent price key factors is going to be in voters' negative economic outlook. You guys, we all know we have the election coming up. Everybody's looking what's going on with the market right now. And she says she's pointed to consistently higher prices that Americans are paying for food and rent versus pre-pandemic levels as a major driving force regarding voting. And they're finally acknowledging this, because they've been saying for the longest, oh, we don't have an inflation. We don't have an inflation. And then they said, on the heels of that, but we're making considerable progress in bringing inflation down. But Americans do notice higher prices from what they are accustomed to. You guys, let's just be real about this. Whenever you go to the grocery store, I go to the grocery store once or twice a week, especially for fresh items. The canned stuff, it's in the back. But I even talk to everyone when I go. I talk to the people that are in the grocery store, and they have been telling me consistently, okay, so yes, the prices stopped raising on this particular item. However, the package has gone down, and I've been noticing that. Have you guys noticed that? Packaging has been, I've even noticed on my canned items. I opened up the canned green beans, carrots, whatever, because that's what I feed my dogs a lot. And I have noticed that typically it was full. Now it's gone down. It's like that much from the top now. Tell me if you guys have noticed this, because I've been noticing this. And I want to tell you what Janet Yellen said. She said, quote, we have this infrastructure bill that we have done through the Biden economics. CHIPS and Science Act, the Inflation Reduction Act, over $5 billion in manufacturing investments. And she is quoting this, and I watched an interview of her. She's quoting this as saying that this is a good thing. You guys, this is taxpayer dollars. This isn't a good thing. This is inflation. This is stuff that's going to hit the consumer, whether it's the grocery store, whether it's gas, whether it's produce, commodities, whatever it is, it's going to hit the consumer, us, the middle class. That's what they're saying. Rent is up right now. We have not raised our rent on the last remaining rent house that we have. We're trying not to. But you guys, that is what is hitting it. We're almost 34 trillion in debt. 34 trillion. Yet we're sending money to all these other countries. I was looking at the bills earlier. And it says inflation is coming down, but sizes are going down. We have wider aisles in grocery stores. I've talked about you guys. I went and saw that personally myself, and we're having more generic brands. And I look every day, but pretty much every day at an economic calendar. And I see what is happening throughout the week to see what it's going to affect commodities. Well, I always look at precious metals, which, by the way, you guys, this is one of my favorite ornaments. My sister gave me this. I hang it on my tree. But precious metals, just to see what is happening. So I want to tell you guys some of the stuff that's happening and read you some quotes. Debbie, on one of the subscribers, most years, many items are gone by now. Yep, but stores are packed. I noticed that the other day when I went to the grocery store. By now, all the pumpkin was out, sweet potatoes were out, the little sprinkly things that you put on top of the green beans, the onion flakes were out. They're all still sitting there. I couldn't even get around the store the other day with my cart because there was like boxes stacked there, which I kind of found very ironic, different. Samantha says paid over $8 for a quart of heavy whipping cream. Heck, that is that's high. That's definitely an inflation. Home Depot is sending out coupons and extending terms to 12 to 24 months. J01 said that, or JAW, JAW01. So I'm assuming they're wanting your business. So they're trying to send you coupons and they're going to extend their credit, which I'm not surprised. Cheeseman417 said immigration communities. Money is flying everywhere. So he said their businesses in the immigration communities, well, they're getting a lot of the checks and different things like that, perhaps. I don't know. That's an interesting kind of observation. But you guys send us in these comments. We like to hear them. We like to see what's happening on the ground. Really true news, not just inflated or, news that's just off the media. But I want to also talk to you about this right here. So luxury goods industries has slowed for the first time since the pandemic. Gucci, Rolex, I'm not a name brand person, so I'm not really good at knowing all these names, but they said that they are dwindling down and they're cutting their production. So to me, I pay attention to this kind of stuff. Like I talk to you guys all the time. I pay attention to foreclosures, bankruptcies. I also pay attention. There's an awesome site, you guys, on Bloomberg. It's a calendar, and it tells you weekly what is coming up. And I'll tell you guys sometime, hey, pay attention. This is coming up this week. This is what's happening this week, because that affects the stocks, commodity prices, gold and silver prices. Matter of fact is, if you guys notice on Thursday, there was a run on gold and silver. I text Mr. Charles, matter of fact, and I said, all right, speculation, because every time this happens, they jerk the paper, seem like, out of it, the paper, gold and silver, and it goes down. It did not go down as much as I expected, but it did go down. And interestingly, silver has not gone back up as much, but gold has climbed up today. So this week we have coming up existing home sales. They're going to have the Federal Reserve meeting again, but based on everything that I'm reading, I'm seeing, I don't expect an interest rate hike. You guys tell me what you think, but I don't think, based on what I'm seeing, that it's going to happen. Now, we do have a couple interesting things. We've got job claims, initial jobless claims, and then we have a crude oil inventory. Now, that one I'm going to be watching based on everything that's happening overseas, because that's kind of what I'm keeping my eye on a few things like that right now. So we'll see what happens. Of course, we have Thanksgiving, and then we'll see. We've got a couple more things that are coming up next week also. But if you're interested, I'll put it in the description. You guys can pay attention yourself. You can click on the description, see what's going on. There's also another site that I follow. It's called a CME group, and it just kind of forecasts different things that are going on from agriculture, energy, equities, gold and silver, metals, interest rates, and I just kind of look at them, platinum, and just kind of see where things are headed. I'm not a financial expert, not a financial advisor, but I'm always trying to learn. Matter of fact, as Chris has just got me where I think I'm going to take Crypto Joe's course. So I'm starting that probably in the next day or two. And I'm going to hopefully try to learn. But anyway, you guys, that is what I'm seeing going on. One more interesting note. And by the way, if you're interested in precious metals, you guys know I sell it. I'll never push it on you. You're more than welcome to call me, 318-564-5823. I'll even hook you up with my email list that I send out every week, which I'm getting ready to send out one now with some updated prices. Happy to do that, free of charge, will not bother you. But here's another interesting note. So Argentina, you guys know, just elected another president. And he is not so central bank friendly. He actually wants to shut down central banks, and he wants to do more Bitcoin. Now, I don't know how this is going to play out, but it quotes that he says he wants to shut down central banks, and he said, we have to understand that the central bank is a scam. What Bitcoin is representing is a return of the money to the original creator, the private sector. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I like watching all this kind of different things, see how they play out. I like watching the precious metals market because, we believe in it. That's why I invest in it. That's why I sell it. But anyway, you guys, thanks for hanging in here with us today. And hopefully Chris will be back with me on the next one. And you guys have an awesome, awesome day. See you in the next one.